We are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our live tonight. We are going to be talking all things cruising concierge. So we will wait for a few minutes for everyone to come on, and we hope everyone is having a great evening. And please comment and let us know where you're from and everything else. And I will work on getting rid of whatever that is at the bottom for a minute. So feel free to let us know where you're from, say hello. We're going to have lots of fun prizes tonight and everything. So while I'm working on this, I see some people. Hi, Monica. Hi, Rochelle. And we're going to do something a little bit different this evening. I am going to turn tonight's live over to, hello, Matthew, to Megan Umlauf, one of our senior travel planners here at Tinks Magical Vacations. I'll introduce myself, and then Megan, we're going to switch roles tonight, and Megan is going to rapid fire some questions to myself and the two lovely ladies who are on with me. So I'll introduce myself. I am Kristen, from the owner of Tinks Magical Vacations, and Megan, I'm going to turn it over to you. Thank you again for offering to host.
Sure, no problem. So we would like to introduce everybody tonight, and I want to make sure that you let our viewers know tonight how many concierge sailings that you've taken. So why don't we start with Kristen, even though you introduced yourself. Tell us about your concierge past.
So I am a Pearl Castaway Club member, and I have the majority of my family sailings. We have sailed concierge. I think at last count, there were 5 sailings that we were not concierge. So concierge is our favorite way to sail, and I'm excited to talk about it tonight.
Awesome. Michelle?
I'm Michelle Ryan. I am a senior vacation planner with Tinks Magical Vacations. I'm gold, but of my gold, most of the sailings that I've done now have actually been concierge. It's our favorite way to sail.
Fantastic. And Mindy, finish it off.
Hi, I'm Mindy Sheldon. I'm a senior travel planner, and I have, I think, 16 sailings or 17 sailings under my belt. I've lost track. I think there's probably about 10 or 11 of them have been concierge. We try to do that whenever we can because it's our favorite way to sail as well.
Fantastic. So we have lots of experience sailing concierge with Disney Cruise Line that we want to share with everybody tonight. I think we should go ahead and make sure that everybody knows we want to know where they're from. So please leave us a comment and say hello. We will be definitely answering all of your questions live tonight. So be sure to write it in the comments and we'll do our best to get to it. But why don't we start off tonight with, obviously you guys all love concierge. So I want to know why. So let's start off with Michelle. Tell us your favorite concierge perk.
Well, I'll give you my favorite big perk and my favorite little perk. How about that?
Perfect.
So my favorite big perk, I think, is the early boarding and the debarkation, right? It just gives you such ease of both starting and ending your vacation. Nobody likes to talk about ending it. Everybody likes to talk about being on it. But those are probably my 2 big perks. But my favorite little perk is I really love when I'm able to take advantage of that pillow menu.
Oh, gosh. Well, you need to tell us a little bit more about that pillow menu.
Yep.
What do we have to choose from?
So on the Disney Dream, Fantasy, and Wish, correct me if I'm wrong, ladies, you are able to take advantage of a pillow menu. And, you know, I love to have a memory foam pillow. It's what I use at home. And I don't do really well with the squishy feather pillows. And so I just love that I'm able to, you know, have that pillow menu and have it give me what I need personally for what helps me sleep best, to quite frankly.
Absolutely.
It's a little thing, but it's a big thing.
Yes, no kidding. So let's go back to the early boarding. So how does that work? Is there a special area for concierge, or how does that work when you get to the port?
Yep. So when you arrive at the port, you have, for your concierge guests, there is a special waiting area. And each each home port, it looks a little bit differently. So Port Canaveral, which is Disney Cruise Line's home port, that particular terminal is built specifically for Disney Cruise Line, has a special concierge lounge that you wait in before you board the ship. Other ports, I was just recently in Miami, they have a special area. It's not quite as fancy, I guess, as the others, but it's still a separate waiting area away from the rest of the guests. Then when it's time to board the ship, they do come and take you and get you and bring you onto the ship before all the other guests that will be sailing.
Wow, that's
you
really
get to
nice.
Start your vacation first. Who wants to? You want to get going right away.
That's really an awesome way to begin your vacation. So, Mindy, I know you're getting ready to set sail in Europe. So, tell us about the concierge. Do you know about the concierge lounge when you sail from Europe?
Yes, I've been well, up till now I've only been on the Magic in Europe, so I know about that concierge lounge. This time we're taking the Dream over on the Transatlantic at the end of the week, so I've actually been in that concierge lounge as well. And just to add to what Michelle said about the waiting area, when you're in Europe in the international ports, just like in the domestic ports, they do rope off an area and make it for concierge guests. So know that you always get the special treatment no matter where you board the ship.
That's what I was wondering. Right. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. So then debarkation, you talked about debarkation. Doesn't everybody just get off the ship at once? How does that work, Kristen?
No. So when you are concierge, your concierge team can expedite you off the ship. So when you are ready to disembark on that last morning, which we all know we're so sad about, there is breakfast offerings. They are cold items offered in the lounge that morning, but you can still get your coffee and everything in the lounge. And then you bring your carry-on luggage or any of your luggage that you didn't send down the night before, and your concierge team will take you, and they have a magic little key that can expedite you down in the elevator so you're not stopping at every floor. And then they walk you from the elevators directly to the ramp to come off at the ship. And lately, even in Port Canaveral, they've walked us all the way off to the terminal to where till you're going to scan your key to, unfortunately, go down and collect your bags to leave.
Right.
But it's really nice, especially if you have an early morning flight that you're trying to catch, or, you need to get home for, to work or get the kids back to school. It really does make the process of leaving much, much quicker than standing there and going. And if for any reason the ship is delayed, they know that. And they will just hold you in the concierge lounge until the ship has been cleared and you get to go. So you still have your coffee, your waters, everything. You enjoy your breakfast up there, and then you leave very quickly when you're ready.
That sounds really great.
Kristen,
go ahead, Mindy. Sorry.
In case people don't know, because if they've not been on the Disney Cruise Line, there's usually a line to disembark. So you basically bypass that line. You get a little bit of a stink eye sometimes from the other people, but it is one of the perks. And you also get to disembark at all the ports. You actually can avoid any lines getting off as well because you have priority disembarkation. And if there's a tender, you'll get priority seating on the tender as well.
So it sounds like already, right, you're being treated like a VIP that you are, right, on concierge. So, Kristen, tell us about your favorite concierge perk.
So my favorite concierge perk, it's kind of twofold, like Michelle. I really do like having shoreside concierge available before I even get onto the ship, so I can make all my requests for things that I want in my refrigerator, or, I called today and was able, to add a barbershop appointment for a guest to their stateroom. I also, so I like that I can have everything planned out and send my email at, midnight to them when the booking window opens for concierge. But once I'm on board, I really love the sun deck. So on all of the ships, near the concierge lounge or right outside the lounge is a concierge sun deck reserved for concierge guests only. There's complimentary waters, sunscreen. We all love the Evian facial sprays that they have out there. you know, a hot tub on, you know, select ships. There's reserved for concierge guests. There's a shower, you know, on the Disney Wish. There even is a bar upstairs where you can order drinks that you can pay for before the happy hour begins at 5 p.m. And, you know, the smoothie machines on the Wish. So I just like having, you're not trying to quick get up there first thing in the morning and reserve a lounge chair for yourself. You know, there is a lot of availability for chairs, and we never seem to have trouble finding one.
Yes, the one time, so I have traveled concierge, not as many times as these ladies, but that was my favorite thing for sure, is having the space and a chair all the time. You mentioned shoreside shoreside guest services. So talk to us about, you know, many people might be thinking, well, if, you know, why do I need a travel planner if I've got them? So tell us about that.
Well, here at Tinks, our travel planners, your booking window opens at 12:01 a.m. and your travel planner will stay up for you and email over your concierge request. Many times, many of us are doing it for multiple clients and we're texting each other, stay awake, Michelle, stay awake. Last time Mindy and I were on the phone right till 11:50. I was like, I gotta go, we gotta get ready to send. So your travel planner will take the stress out of doing that. Get that email sent over. And then if you forget something or you realized you needed to request something else, you know, oftentimes there are hold times, you know, with concierge, and your travel planner will hold for you and get all those requests in, whether it's a private table or, you know, noting an allergy, or, you know, a lot of guests want certain things in their refrigerator in their stateroom. So, you know, maybe you just want just waters. I had a guest today said, if my kids see soda, they want it. I don't allow them to drink it. Please ask for all the soft drinks to be removed and just have orange juice and water. No problem. Concierge has noted that. I said, no problem. It won't be there when you board. So, you know, or milk. A lot of guests want extra milk for their children, you know. So your travel planner will be able to make all your requests directly to the team and take care of all of that for you, so you don't have to worry.
It's so true. I mean, it's one of the things where you don't know what you don't know. And so when you work with a travel planner, we'll be able to tell you exactly what perks you do get and what you want to be taking advantage of. So it is important to understand that having concierge there is awesome, but working with a travel planner is doubly awesome for sure to book these vacations. Okay, Mindy, you need to tell us what your favorite concierge perk is.
So I have two. One, it's every night from 5 to 10, it's an open bar. Pretty much anything you want to drink, they will have for you. They have a fully stocked. My 21-year-old son likes bourbons, and a very expensive bourbon, so he drinks them there. I will not let him buy them otherwise. The other thing that I like about it relays into what Kristen said about having the shoreside concierge ahead of time. Concierge guests on the Caribbean cruises that stop at Castaway Cay get first shot at cabanas. And we all know on the Wish there are more concierge rooms than cabanas, so odds are cabanas are gone by the time the concierge guests make their request. So if you want a cabana, concierge is the way to go. You're not guaranteed it, but you have a way better chance to get it than you do anybody else.
That's a big one for sure. So explain a little bit about the process, Mindy, in terms of so concierge gets first dibs for new sailors. Why wouldn't they get a cabana?
Well, basically, when you're going to book, we get to, as a concierge guest, we get to give our request to concierge in 130 days out. We can't see them, what we've actually gotten. We can put our requests in, but we cannot see what we actually got till our window opens up. So, and the soonest you can see it, if you're just a concierge and you're not, is at the platinum window, which we actually found out today, right?
Well, the pearl window today,
pearl, right?
Well,
if you're pearl, you would see it, right?
But if you're not a pearl, everybody else can see them at the date the platinum window opens up.
Right.
Because
right.
We happen to be going on another one with Kristen at the end of the summer, and her requests were there, and I thought I didn't get mine because there was nothing there. And Kristen called and we found out that I'll be able to see them tomorrow when the platinum window opens. So that's a key thing. That's a key, a new cruiser, and forgive me because I know while I was away last week, they changed some of the dates. A new
Not
cruiser
for pre-booking, not for pre-booking.
not for pre-book. Okay.
Not for pre-booking.
A new cruiser cannot book until 75 days prior to the cruise. So before that, the concierge has booked, the pearls have booked, the platinums have booked, the gold and the silver. So they're really the last ones to book. And I know it kind of doesn't sound fair, but if you're a new cruiser and you go concierge, you get priority over everybody. So it's another reason to try to go concierge.
Yes, absolutely. And those, like Mindy said, those cabanas are never guaranteed. We do have the Wish, which is a very large ship, and the Treasure coming with lots of concierge staterooms, more concierge staterooms than actually exist at Castaway Cay. And we don't know what it's going to look like at Lighthouse Point, but you definitely get first dibs. And on the smaller ships, you're practically guaranteed a cabana. So it is a super, super big perk if you really, really, really want a cabana. So let's talk about stateroom amenities for concierge. What is the difference between the concierge staterooms and the regular staterooms? Let's just talk. Let's compare the family verandas.
So the family verandas are pretty much the same. It's the same size stateroom, whether you're in concierge or not in concierge. It's just you get the concierge perks with the family veranda. Like, for example, on the Magic and the Wonder, the concierge staterooms are mixed in with the other family veranda staterooms. It could be, you can have a family veranda stateroom, a concierge room, then a family veranda. They're all mixed in on deck 8. But the concierge staterooms, they'll be able to use the concierge lounge, where the family verandas will not. Another big thing is you cannot get the bigger staterooms, like a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom, any of the larger suites. You can't get them. They're all concierge. So if you want to travel so a key for us when we go on this transatlantic is we basically have 4 adults in one room. So we got a 1-bedroom concierge. Not for the 1-bedroom, has 2 full bathrooms. So to get ready to have 4 people with 2, I mean, it would normally have the split bathroom, but having 2 full bathrooms is so much better than not. So that's why that was our reason for doing concierge on that sailing.
Gotcha. And Kristen, talk about your favorite concierge stateroom, because as Mindy said, there are lots of different layouts on lots of different ships for the 1-bedrooms, the 2-bedrooms. Now we have the Wish Tower Suite. So, and I know you've been in lots of them. So what is your favorite concierge stateroom?
I do like the Royal Suites because you have the hot tub, your own private hot tub. So that's a great amenity there. And especially on the Wish, it's 2 stories. So when we went back in February for my daughter's 21st birthday, it was nice because my husband and I could go upstairs and go to bed, and the kids were coming and going, hanging out in the hot tub, playing their music, doing whatever they were doing at whatever hour in the night. And we did not know. I do feel like the Wish Tower Suite, many of you guys on here tonight were on that sailing when we were fortunate enough to have that stateroom. That is great when you're traveling with a very large party or you're doing like 2 families, because there are essentially 4 bedrooms, 3 that are definitely dedicated. And then the library also has a bed that pulls down and its own bathroom. So it was very spacious, especially when you're traveling with a very large party. But like Mindy said, I do also love the 1-bedrooms because of the 2-bathroom feature. So especially when you have adult children,
Right.
It is really, really nice. So
I also want to jump in on that and just say with the 1-bedrooms, they do offer handicap accessible, right? Yes. So, just speaking from experience recently, having a few mobility issues myself after a surgery, being able to have a 1-bedroom in concierge that was accessible, the tubs are you have to step into them depending on the room. If you have the royal suites, Kristen's talking about their stand-up showers, but and in the 1 bedrooms and in the handicap accessible, it's 0 entry. So you don't even have to step up into something. If you're in a wheelchair and you need to roll in, you can roll right in. And so it's really well put together if you do have somebody who has accessible needs.
Yeah.
That's great. And that's something to mention to your travel planner when you are discussing the rooms that you need, what your needs are specifically for that. So let's talk about the lounge. There's different lounges in every ship. What do you walk into the lounge and what do you see? Mindy, you want to start?
It depends on the ship you're on. Okay. So I can't tell you what you're going to see when you walk into the Magic because they are now ripping apart their lounge and redoing it. So we don't know what that's going to look like yet. I heard it's going to be much bigger than it was because they have some more concierge staterooms. But if we talk about the Wish, you walk into the lounge and you look to the right and you see a lot of comfortable chairs and couches and tables. And if you look towards the right, you can see out the front of the ship where they have a whole deck out there that you can go and sit and watch the sunset or the sunrise or just hang out there. They also have the bar in that area as well. And then if you turn to your left, you can walk towards the back and that's where the food's going to be. And they have all day long. They have different offerings. In the morning, they have breakfast type offerings and coffee and all that kind of stuff. And during the day, they can have, like around lunchtime, they have little petite sandwiches and stuff like that. And about 4:00, they change it to like a charcuterie and some dessert offerings. And then again, you could also order some small dinners in there if you wanted to, because on the Wish, they have their own kitchen, which none of the other ships have. The Treasure probably will have that as well because it's going to be a sister ship to the Wish. Yeah, and it's just beautiful. There's also a staircase that goes upstairs to the deck 13 where the outside sun deck is and the little waiting pool and the hot tub. Yeah. So and it's inside, so you don't have to worry about going outside should it be raining and you just want to go up there and look. But yeah, and on the Dream and the Fantasy, they have identical lounges. They're bigger than the lounges on the Wish, on the Magic and the Wonder right now. And it's, again, tables, a place. They don't have a huge bar like they do in the Wish. They have a bar area. They have snacks, and depending on the time of the day. And they're usually open from 6:00 in the morning till 10:00 at night. So you can be in there all day if you want to be.
And you forgot to mention the coffee machine. I'm a big coffee drinker.
There's lots of coffee
that was my favorite. So Kristen, tell us about the concierge hosts. So we have people that are dedicated to all of the concierge guests. You want to talk a little bit about their role in our vacation?
Yeah, so once you get on board on the Magic, Wonder, Dream, and Fantasy, you have 3 concierge hosts or hostesses. And then on the Wish, you now have 5 because there are so many more concierge staterooms. So they are your go-to when you're on board. You will never need to go to guest services for anything while you're on board. Anything you need, from a Band-Aid to a pair of scissors to helping you get to the shows. They are there to help assist you with anything and everything you need. They will ask you if you want to go to the shows, you can come earlier. They'll tell you at what time. It's typically like 35 to 45 minutes prior. You go to the lounge. They escort you downstairs, and concierge guests get to go into the theater before anyone else, and you can pick where you want to sit before they open the doors to everyone else.
One of my favorites.
And with your gold card, you also can get free freshly popped popcorn.
Also one of my favorites.
And I see in one of our comments that Lynn has said about the non-alcoholic champagne. So we've been speaking about the open bar too. They do make non-alcoholic kids drinks, and they do have amazing non-alcoholic kids champagne, which, they will still put in a champagne glass. And, the kids love to get all that stuff. So yeah, your host and hostess, they will do anything and everything to help make your vacation even more magical. So, and they love just, and they know you by name. I swear they must study everything before you come in, because when you board, they're like, "Good morning, Megan. It's so nice to meet you." And you're like, "How?" But it's a lot of work on their part, but they truly are what makes the concierge experience the best that it possibly can be, because they work very long hours, but they're absolutely an amazing part of your vacation. So
They really are. They really anticipate your needs and know it, and they're all the time, right?
all the time.
All the time. So Michelle, we one thing we haven't spoken about is that there are some staterooms that have dining tables.
Mhm.
So is that something? Can you order food to your room? How does that work?
Absolutely. It's one of my family's favorite things to do while we're on board we actually love to get breakfast in particular brought up to our room. We've done other meals as well. But breakfast is a fan favorite in our household. So if you have one of those one bedrooms, the 2-bedroom suites, anything that has a table. So you're not able to do it in those deluxe families, but you are in anything that has a full table. You can order from the restaurants, and they will come and they will set up the tablecloth with the silverware, and they serve the meal as if you were in one of the restaurants. And then they leave you and you dine with your family. And then when you're done, you call them and they come back and pick it up and take it all away for you. So really great way to take advantage of really any meal. You could do breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And of course, if you're in one of the royal suites, one of those perks is you can get Palo dinner served there as well. And we did take advantage of that last year on one of our sailings. You have to be 18 to get into those restaurants. And at the time, my youngest was still only 17, but she loves good food. So we did take advantage, and we had Palo served in the room, because at that point the age requirement doesn't apply because you're in your own private room. So really spectacular dining experience to take advantage of when you have one of those staterooms.
Yeah, no, it is really neat. Another great idea would be too, if you have younger kids that are just not willing to go to camp or whatever, right? You can have your meal brought to you instead of worrying about, taking care of your kids. So definitely a perk worth the extra. The last thing that we really we've talked about so much, but the only thing I had a question about is the internet. Is it included? How does that work with concierge? Kristen, you want to take that one?
So if you're in one of the royal suites or the Wish Tower suite, it is complimentary internet while you're there for everyone who is in your stateroom. With regards to the other suites, you do get the first 24 hours complimentary, and then you do have to pay for it. So it really is those royal suites and the Wish Tower suites, the 1-bedroom and the family concierge staterooms. You do have to pay for it, but it is nice that they give you the first 24 hours complimentary.
Yes, for sure. And then certainly they can help you get hooked into the internet because there is somebody that's always there for you to answer questions. There's a concierge host desk, right, where you can always
you can bring your device there. And one thing we always say to guests, when your booking window opens, if you don't get the reservations that you want or a bippity boppity boutique, then go to guest services. So concierge guests, you would just go to the lounge and ask them to assist with you, or your gratuities or anything like that. They can definitely assist. And one thing that we did not touch upon is concierge guests, when they embark, you have the option to go to a sit-down lunch in one of the restaurants on board. And your concierge team, at least in Port Canaveral, they come out, introduce themselves, then they wait for the captain to tell you that the ship is all clear. Once it is, the port people will tell you, and you can go on. And you have the option to go to Cabanas or Marceline Market on the Disney Wish, or go to the sit-down restaurant and eat there. And if you do choose to go to the restaurant, there are complimentary alcoholic beverages and non-alcoholic beverages that you can order with your lunch. But it's a very relaxing way to get on board and have a lunch. Now, your concierge team used to go to the dining room. On select ships, they do. On the Disney Wish, they wait for you now in the lounge because, there's so many people for them to get through to speak with. But it is a nice way to have a really relaxing lunch and start your vacation off nice.
So one more thing before we wrap this up. So we talked about how wonderful those concierge hosts are. So what is the recommended tipping for those wonderful hosts? Michelle, did you want to take this one?
Yeah, I mean, you have, so with all Disney cruises, you have the ability to do prepaid gratuities, or they get added to your folio at the end of your sailing. And so that's going to cover your stateroom attendants and your dining room team. But it's not going to cover the group in your concierge lounge. So the bartenders and certainly your concierge team. The folks that are making those reservations and doing all the things that Kristen was referencing previously. So we do recommend that you do tip them separately. It's not included in anything that you are prepaying for or that you are adding to at the end of your sailing. Typically in the lounge, they will have like a thing set up where you can write in the tip amounts if you didn't bring cash. I'm a proponent of cash. I believe cash is king. I like to bring cash for that team and tip accordingly. But, we do recommend that you plan on tipping that team because they do a lot of work for you, and they really work hard to make sure that concierge is as VIP and special and wonderful and magical as they can possibly make it for you. And it all happens because of those folks, generally speaking, in that lounge, above and beyond the standard team that works with you around the rest of the ship.
Yes, absolutely. It's a premium experience. So you do want to give a premium tip. Be sure to not get so wrapped up. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in our vacation, right? But they are very helpful at the end. They do have that little display case with the tipping envelopes. So it is a gentle reminder. And just remember to bring, like Michelle said, some cash. So this has been so helpful. I know that we wanted to do a special giveaway to anyone watching. So Kristen, do you want to share what we're doing?
Sure.
For this video?
So, anyone who books a concierge stateroom through Tink's Magical Vacations, and I will put everybody's information down here that you can contact these lovely ladies at. You not only will receive a generous onboard credit, along with a bottle of wine or non-alcoholic wine, as well as an in-stateroom gift. So you just have to mention that you saw this when you contact Michelle, Megan, or Mindy to book your concierge stateroom.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait to hear from some of you with your questions. It looks like we covered most of the questions from our viewers here. I didn't realize Monica had talked about the gratuities, and I went ahead and snuck that in. So thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks everybody. Bye.